Hi guys, welcome to the review. Homerino Collectibles here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Optimus Prime. This is the Prime based on the game War for Cybertron, and it is awesome. Now if you do want to see a size comparison with the Fall of Cybertron Prime, I have that coming. It will be here about November-ish next month. It's on an order from TS Source. So if you want to see that, go ahead and click on the subscribe link that's in the top right or below the video, and you'll be notified when that comes out, and then I'll show the size comparison in that video. But for now, here he is, and in the vehicle mode. So first of all, the gun is on the top. It is a transforming gun, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you that now. Basically this bit here is on a flap, and this comes out and that goes down. So quick, it looks like this. And there it is, nice blaster. So it's a bit floppy. You can put that there like that if you prefer the look of that, but I'll put that off to one side and show you that a little more in robot mode. But for the most part, this is the main bulk of the review, and it is fantastic. Now a lot of people have well, when this first came out anyway, criticised this mode, and then they've criticised the Fall of Cybertron one as well. But I really do like both designs. This one I do like more. It's a very good deluxe size, and it is extremely detailed. So you have the very nice red and blue here. The red, if I just focus in, you might be able to see it. It has a very nice little sparkle to it. Yeah, you can just about see that. And then you've got the very bright red, almost pink highlights at the top there, on the bumper there, and on the wheels here. Pretty damn nice, and on the tail lights, showing off that Energon look. Pretty cool design rims in there. You can see the head on the bottom and the hands, but it's not too obvious. I mean, it's obvious that he stands that way up, but that's about all you can get from that. But it's really, really cool. Now, I do wish that this bit was covered up, but then it would be more of a shell former, and it really, really wouldn't look too great in robot mode, I can tell you that for sure. This thing would be a kibble king, but as it is very nicely detailed. I do wish that some of this was covered up and whatnot, but it doesn't matter too much. Nice exhausts here, and the flap here. You can sort of open this flap up a little bit, so you can have a little bit more of a game look from like sort of the floaty sort of mode. I think you can just bring out the wheels a little here, have that a little bit up, maybe bring these down or something, and give it a bit more of that sort of hover truck-esque sort of look, which I think is, pretty cool if you want to display it like that, or if you want to play with it like that. But without further ado, let's move into the transformation. So I am just going to flick this back up here and just get it out the way for now. What we're going to do is we're going to move these blue panels out and get them across here to the legs out of the way. So they're pegged in right here, and they're just sort of hooked, and then you can just give them a little pull, and then they're also pegged into these. So just bring this out a little, and then as you can see, there's that little peg, and then this whole section now just flips out, as you can see. And as that's flipped out, you can now bring this down and lock that onto that little gap there, and then you can just go ahead and do the same on the other side. Now, I'm just going to mention now, I got this from Kapow Toys, and it's actually a pre-owned figure, so that's why I didn't show the box at the start of the review. I got it for £16, and that is pretty cheap, especially for the UK. I mean, it's cheaper than normal release, and it's a very good price for even pre-owned ones of these, because on Amazon you can find them for at least £100 sometimes. The lowest I saw was about 60 a few months ago, so I'm really, really lucky I had this at this price. But anyway, as you can see, you just fold out the legs there, bring the tail slide down, extend, and then there you go. We'll just do that with the other one. Just unclip the leg here, extend it, bring it down, and there you go. So what we're actually going to do is just bring these flaps back out now so that you can move the wheels round to the back. Now be careful here, just go nice and gentle, flip that back up, and then once you've brought the toe out you can just push the foot back like so, and then the same with the other side. Just be careful as you do this because it's not stressed, it just, you know, right there, if I just focus in, you can see that it is slightly white there. That is a stress. Now this thing is pre-owned, I don't know how many times this has been transformed, but that is the only part that I would say, you know, be damn careful with, because you do not want to be breaking this thing. So moving on, now that you have this floppy mess, I'll just move the camera up a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. We're now just going to completely take apart this front. So the bumper is pegged in to these side panels here. So just unpeg those without being too forceful. All the joints on this seem to be nice and tight, and then that reveals the front like so. Then these pieces, they are a bit of a, I wouldn't say a mess, but you know, transforming it into robot mode ain't too bad. It's just getting it back in vehicle mode, for me at least, it is all a bit of a kerfuffle. But when you bring that up, you're then able to move these pieces out of there, and then you can bring the arms out and just, you know, you're basically just getting everything out of the way right now, just pulling apart everything that's red essentially. Then you can bring these wheels down once the arms are out of the way, and that is that pretty much done. You can pull them up like so, and then you have all of this section right here, which you're going to bring as best you can without moving too much stuff. There we go, 180 degrees around, and as you can see, as you turn it there, you got some nice detail inside there, which is pretty cool. And then you can bring the head up, lock that in place, and there you go. So on the back here, just next to these wheels, as you can see, there is a very Autobot looking face just in there on the back, which is really cool. It's a lot like Cliffjumper and Bumblebee, how they have the face on the back there. Now this whole center assembly, which was getting in the way when I was just moving this front piece, has to move around like so, and now that that's brought round, you can simply fold this section up like so, take this grill, flip it down, and that's just going to clip right in there like that. Bring the side pieces in, and there is the chest and main body section completely done. And this is the only problem with mine, that is just slightly loose there. I might just put a bit of glue on that joint and just hold that in place a little bit better. And then this back section you can just fold in and bring round. Now what you're supposed to do, there's a hole in the head and that peg that you're meant to plug together, if I can get them lined up, and obviously that limits the head articulation because it can't turn. So you can put it just behind the head like that if you want, but if you don't like the look of that behind the head, you can bring it down like that, and then it's just, you know, from the side it's along with these wheels, so it doesn't look too bad, and obviously from the front it's less prominent there. It's all personal preference, it looks good no matter what you do. Arm wise, all you have to do now is flip them round, and then you bring these panels, which were right at the very start that were holding those blue panels on, you flip them up, and then these shoulder pieces were up here that you just got out of the way, you just bring them down and display them however you want. So rotate the arm, bring it round like that, move that back panel up, flip it down, and that is that done. And then with the hands, you just flip them out. Simple as. And that is now a completely transformed War for Cybertron Optimus Prime that is looking completely and utterly badass. Now, I know that that transformation wasn't the best. That is only the third time that I've actually transformed it, and the second time into robot mode. But it's very simple once you get used to it, and it is a really fun transformation to do. Now, the weapon that I showed you earlier, if you put it back into its smaller mode, whereby it looks a bit like a submachine gun, there is storage for it. If you just come around to the bottom here, as you can see, there is that peg right there, and there's a hole on the side of the gun right there. So if you do want to store this weapon, not a lot of people show this, but you just put 2 and 2 together and make 4. So there you go, you have back storage for the gun, which like that does look a little strange, but if you put it up there where it's meant to be, then it looks a bit better. And then with it now off his back, I mean, you can display it like that if you want to, but it is meant to be displayed like that. You can put it on his arm and have it a bit like in the game, how they do look a bit more like they're coming out the arm, like they're part of the arm. Maybe if you move the hand away, then it looks a bit better, but with this all the way down, it stops the hand from going all the way in, so you got to bring it up, push the hand in, and then that can go all the way down again. So you can have that sort of look if you want. It looks pretty cool, but he is supposed to hold it, so just bringing the hand back around. There it is. Fits very snug. As you can hear, my joints are all pretty tight except for this floppy so-and-so over here. But this thing looks absolutely incredible. As you can see, the Autobot logos are that same bright red, almost pink colour. The head is amazing. Really do like this head. It's got, I don't know if it's a scratch or just a paint defect there, but it's got a bit of blue there. And as you can see on the back of the head, this tiny little bit there is actually the light piping section. So that's why the eyes are pretty dark. Now, I really do like the look of that dark. However, it does fail in the aspect of light piping because it just doesn't work. It's so small, the eyes are so small, the head's small in general. You're just not going to get the amount of light out of that is satisfactory to actually work as light piping. So in my eyes, they should have painted it. However, having it like that, I do really like the look of it. I don't mind. And when I said the head's small, I don't mean it's too small for the figure. I just mean literally, the figure's small anyway. The head is too small to work for light piping realistically with those size eyes. But you also get more of that nice red detail on the chest here. Nice silver on the front. I do wish that there was some silver and some more painted detail around this ab section. It's moulded very nice, but I just think it needs a little bit more in there. You also get that nice red colour just there, and then nice moulded thighs there. Tail lights flip over and create the knees. And then you have the very nice G1-esque grill sort of plated shins there, which look really awesome. And then we have nice silver on the sides here. The only downside to the arms is that little gap, but it doesn't have a hollow feel to it at all. And if you've watched my recent review of the Generations Megatron, the actual the recent one, the comic book, that looks exactly the same sort of design, which I thought was quite cool. It looks like Megatron's arms. The wheels over the back, I hate it, absolutely hate it on websites when they show him transformed like that with the wheels to the side. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't care if it comes in the package like it. For God's sake, is it so hard to put it like that? It's really strange. But I like the design, and it actually has peg holes here, so if you want to put his gun there, then by all means you can do. And if you have other Transformers that have sort of jetpack looking accessories, you could actually put them in there and then give them a sort of jetpack-esque sort of look. So then for articulation, the head goes up and down, doesn't go down too much, else he'd just be looking into his own chest. But that is a very nice Optimus Prime, respectful, wise Overwatch kind of pose there. And then you get the left and the right. The ball joint is at the back of the head. If it was a little bit more towards the centre, then, and being a little bit more further up, you might get a bit more range out of that. The arms, they sort of come down on that joint in there. They also move all the way around on that, and then you have this top shoulder piece which moves out the way if you want to bring it all the way up, then you can just push that back down. You have the bicep which moves 90 degrees, you have the swivel, and then the hands do actually turn as well, and then due to transformation you have that kind of very wrong look there. Bringing the arm around without snapping it off, we do not have any waist, which I don't mind because it's an awesome transformation, but if there was waist articulation there, it would be a terrible transformation. So, I'm understanding of that, and it doesn't matter too much. Legs, full range of movement. Up, not so much, just because of that, but everywhere else, really, really awesome. It's on a ball joint. And then you have the rotation at the hip, you have the nice knee joint there, and then the feet are really cool. They're on a ball joint as well, so you get side to side, up and down, left and right, and then you get the toe articulation too. So, very awesome figure. The gun is awesome, and, unlike a lot of other Transformer guns that we're getting that are just ridiculous and firing missiles and stuff, it's very nice when you do get proper weapons. This figure is so game accurate, and it's such a good look for Optimus Prime, this Cybertronian form, and myself, just like a hell of a lot of people out there, would recommend getting this instead of the Fall of Cybertron figure if you do want a Cybertron-esque Optimus Prime. But if you do like both figures, then obviously go ahead and get both of them. But for the most part, that is it for this review. All I can say is 100% pick this guy up. It's absolutely awesome. Transformation, you're gonna love it. I think it was intermediate transformation, it says on the box. This is actually one of my favourite, if not my favourite, other than the G1 figure and the Masterpiece figure, MP10. And you really, really do need this if you're a Transformers fan, or if you're a fan of the game. So that's it for this review, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to see more Transformers reviews. And this guy I would 100% recommend you pick up. The gun's epic, the transformation and everything's awesome. And thank you so much if you're the person that put this up on Kapow Toys. And, it's just incredible, apart from that loose little bit on the side of the leg. It looks great, and there's no paint defects, no scratches or anything, so thank you for taking care of this for me. I got it for a great price. If you want to pick this up right now, sorry, this is pretty much the last cheap one around, probably, because they do sell for quite a good amount. I haven't checked them out on eBay, but at least Amazon and everywhere else that sells them, even second hand, are above like 60 quid, so yeah, I would recommend getting this if you're not too tight on the funds, and if you can find him cheap enough. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.